Welcome back to What Blew Your Mind Recently. Today's guest might introduce herself as a bit of a greenie, but honestly, we think she's a walking contradiction in the best possible way. One day, she's driving a tractor through the Kalahari, planting trees on old mining land. The next, she's deep into global crypto trends, analyzing markets and watching the stars, literally. Every time our paths cross, there is something super fascinating to discuss. I'm so excited for this conversation, promising to leave us full of insight, soul, and curiosity. Kirst, who do we have on the mic?
Thanks, Sue. Today we're chatting to the incredible Ronell, strategist, speaker, investor, nature lover, and an aspiring peony farmer. This is a conversation that weaves together the soil beneath our feet and the stars above our head. And it also ends in the most unexpected way. Ronell, over to you. What blew your mind?
So I drive a old 90 Defender Land Rover, and it's found its own way to the Kalahari. It's my absolute favorite place to be at the moment. I'm working with one of our corporate teams to build a farm there, nut farm. And I think one of the most precious moments that I've experienced in this farming world is planting a nut farm on the top of a waste rock dump. We've had our first yield this year, and it is just something, if you talk about what blew your mind, that is something that really to talk about. I grew up in my family on weekends planting stuff, growing flowers, entrepreneurship weeks, always selling flowers, bushes of flowers, pots of flowers. I could never get away from the thing, Kirsten, and the I think the peony farming thing has always been this aspirational, utmost sort of thing that I could possibly get to in agriculture. My peace and quiet time I find in the stars. I'm a big stargazer. I'm always looking for places without light where I can go to find back who I am and to understand again where I come from, right? So between these two places, I find such a weird space in a world where there's so much scarcity, food scarcity, which obviously agriculture is a big mitigator for, but we seem to be filling this scarcity with artificial stuff, right? Artificial diamonds. Not long ago, diamonds was one of the rarest things on this earth, and now we're creating our own. Meat, printing of meat, all sorts of weird things happening around there, margarine, all these sort of artificial things, even cryptos, which I'm an avid follower on, and I'm eager to have discussions with anyone around a crypto, crypto trade, cycles of the velocity of it. I love the volatility of it. So something that came across my path that really blew my mind is an article that I read around the scarcest commodity in the universe. So let's forget about Earth, go look up into the stars, if we're traveling to Mars or Jupiter or wherever it is that the human race is traveling to next. One of the scarcest commodities is trees. How mind-blowing is that? Trees is the thing that takes 7, 8, 9 years to maturity. It needs a stable climate. It needs a bit of rain. It helps us live. It's our oxygen. We cannot survive without trees. You can plant a pumpkin on Mars in a tunnel that we flew up there. Trees are a bit more tricky, and it's going to be more and more the most scarcest thing that we've come across. It just blows my mind. And someone recently told me in agriculture, the future of innovation in agriculture is about regeneration, and that is all about trees. So that's my story. Thanks, Kirst.
Thanks, Ronell. We absolutely loved that. From stars to the soil and somehow straight back to the soul. This is exactly why we started the series, to discover what truly captivates brilliant minds and to understand the deeper currents that drive them.
Absolutely, and we'll never look at a tree quite the same again. I'll definitely not. What we often take for granted might just be the most valuable, most future relevant thing we have. If this conversation inspired you, let us know and keep watching the space for more What Blew Your Mind Recently episodes. Thanks, guys. Bye.